Tonight's education honor goes to Khalil Gibran Muhammad for his scholarship on the broad intersections of race, democracy, inequality, and criminal justice in modern U.S. history. Khalil is professor of history, race, and public policy at Harvard Kennedy School and the Suzanne Young Murray Professor at the Radcliffe Institute for Advanced Studies. He is the author of The Condemnation of Blackness, Race, Crime, and the Making of Modern America. He is also one of the essayists in the 1619 Project.
400 years ago this month, in August 1619, the first African slaves arrived in Virginia. The more notable efforts is the New York Times 1619 Project, which is spotlighting parts of history that are less well known.
Though Khalil and I both live in South Orange and our kids are in Vanguard together, I'd actually never met him until last February, when my colleague at the New York Times Magazine, Nicole Hannah-Jones, invited him to a brainstorming session for historians to discuss our 1619 project. I became his editor for his terrific piece on sugar, and I discovered that not only is he a lovely person, but he's excellent at making difficult history accessible.
There's no way to really understand the significance of the colonization of the Americas without understanding the role of sugar in it. If we go from sugar to cotton, we basically explain two crops that in their totality explain much of the infrastructure of our capitalist economy to this day. From the abundance of land that was originally held by the indigenous and the labor of enslaved people as America's competitive advantage. By the 19th century, cotton, for example, was essentially the major export of the United States. And that cotton export helped make possible the wealth not only in enslaved people, but also the wealth of banks in the North that were responsible for financing investments in this country that were often mortgaged on the basis of enslaved people.
Being able to connect the dots between our painful past and our complicated present is a gift to all of us.
It's the writings and the teachings of historians such as Khalil Muhammad that inspire artists to use their voices to evoke change. Please help us in welcoming Khalil Gibran Muhammad, tonight's education honoree.